So hello everyone, today we have Sьорена Штайнберга, the mayor of Rosdorf municipality, which is a partner city of Kopичинці since last year. Sьорен, welcome to Kopичinці.
Thank you for welcoming us here in Kopичinці.
So this is your second time here in Ukraine, in Kopичinці. How do you feel?
It's a little bit coming home to good friends for us because we met us last year 4 times and we had talked about a lot of projects, and now we are second time here in your municipality, and we have the chance to see what's happened in the last year and what's happened in our projects, and we meet a lot of people again. We met last year for the first time, so it's for us coming home to good friends.
So tell us a little bit more about your municipality. How does it look? How many settlements are there, and how long have you been the mayor?
Yes, I'm the mayor from Rosdorf. It's a little municipality in Germany, right in the middle of Germany. And we have 11 villages, and 12,000 people are living in these villages. Rosdorf is a small village, but we can help people in Ukraine. We must not be don't have to be a big city in Germany to help people in Ukraine. We are a small community, but we can help here people, the municipality in Kopичинці, and I think it's a good partnership for us.
And you are very professional. You have a very capable team, as I noticed. And we started this partnership on the council level. I think it was late 2024. We started talking in the autumn of 2024. Then you put it to the council. They decided to support this initiative for partnership between our cities. And then you came here April last year, where we did like official kind of like a ceremonial signing. How do people in Rosdorf, in your opinion, they feel about your trips to Ukraine? Aren't they cautious that the mayor is outside on the war zone country?
Last year, when we were first time here in Kopичinці and we came back to Rosdorf, I talked with the people from the council about our trip here and what we saw and what we talked about, the projects, and we talked with the newspapers, and everybody was very interesting to hear what's happening here, and because we only see what's happening near the front line, but nothing happening here in Ukraine, in the rest of the Ukraine. And so everybody was very interested to see and to hear something from your municipality. And it was good that you was in our municipality last year. You said something about your situation here and about the projects, and I think it was good that you was in Rosdorf too.
Yeah, so you get the positive feedbacks from your
Yes.
Then we went to the Münster conference. It was a big annual conference on Ukrainian-German partnerships between the cities, and we were surprised, right? Like when the ambassador mentioned our partnership out of all of them, and he was like giving the example taking the example from us. How did you feel that moment?
It was very surprising for us, but it was a motivation for us to start more projects, to find new ideas for the partnership. And yes, I think it was very motivating.
Yeah, and this program, Engagement Global, gave us so many opportunities. We got already with your assistance, you were eligible to apply for what we planned, and we started thinking about the streetlight system. And the first project that we just recently completed was the lifting platform that we got, and now we applied for the second project, even the bigger one. Just could you share some of your opinions? How convenient it is if you have a big program that is supporting those partnerships, and do you get any inspiration from that as well?
For us, everything was new to find such international projects, to talk with the SKEW or with the GITS to find ways to help and to find enough money for the projects. And so we learned a lot of things. Sometimes very bureaucratic, and sometimes very hard to find the right way for the border, to bring this maybe a minibus, to finish the minibus project was the hardest way to come across the border, and it was also the hardest way to find enough money to finance this program. So, but we learned a lot of things for our community as well.
Yeah, and also you had this initiative. Could you describe a little bit more how we managed to generate some funds to finish the terrace on our Novkolo center, the community center that we established in Kopичинці? You had some like a pool party, swimming party. What was that?
Yes, it was funny. There was a swimming contest. You have to swim how long you can, and for every line you swim in our pool, you have to spend some money. And so it was organized by a group of persons. They said, okay, we want to find a way to help to finance this terrace.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, we can make it a sport, and everybody is invited to swim on this special day. And yeah, everybody was swimming, and for each round you have to pay, I think, €2 or something. And yeah, so we could spend some money for the renovation.
Yeah, that's a great initiative, and thank you for that, and thank you to all people of Rosdorf for thinking about us, right? Now what we are working on is the bigger project, 250,000 euro, 250,000 euro.
250 euros.
Yes, yeah. We are continuing working on energy efficiency and street light systems. So we just got preliminary positive feedback for that project. And can you share some words, like what did you get? How do you understand that project?
Maybe I have not understand everything from the project at the moment, because it was the first step now we have made. And the next week we have to make the next steps to finish everything. Maybe have a chance to get the money for the project. I think it's very complicated. It's more complicated than the other projects before, and maybe more bureaucratic. And I hope we will have a chance to get the money for the next 3 or 4 years. I don't know exactly. But I think it's a good way to help your municipality in this special project with the lamps, the street lamps. And I think it's the next step after the lifting platform, because the lifting platform was right for this project. Yeah. And it's the next step maybe with the street lights. So I'm looking forward that we can reach our
targets. Yeah.
Targets, yes, our targets. So maybe we can talk about it in July or August when we get a response from the SKEW about the project.
Yeah, it's very productive. But at the same, we have this human touch. Who you came with here in Kopичинці this time?
This time I have a small team here. It's the chief from the fire brigade, and 2 persons, one person from our council, and one from my office. They represent different parts from our municipality, the fire brigade, the council, and the office. So I think it's a good mixture, and I hope this help us to, for the projects and for our ideas. Yeah,
and the fire brigade, we also have very nice human relations between Arsene and Martin. Looks like they got along with each other quite nicely. Last time you brought some helmets to our firefighters, and tonight Arsene will come for the meeting. In the evening we'll share some food together with Martin, and so they can reunite again.
Perfect.
Yes, and also you came with Viola von Kramon, who actually is a godmother of our partnership.
Yes, I forgot her. Sorry. No, she was a person who said, I have a municipality in Ukraine and in Germany, maybe we can come together. And that was a good idea from her. And we can say thank you to her for this idea. And now she's here in our team too. And she's looking forward to what we are doing from this idea. And
yeah, that's really, really nice. So you're here right now, far away from home, not that far, but mentally maybe a bit. How do you feel about your family? How does your family feels about you? You are here and you're being here. And what is your family? Who is waiting for you at home?
Yeah, I think it's far away, 1,300 or 1,400 kilometers. Away from Rosdorf, and normally I only take my family with me, but this time we have school and there's no chance to have my wife or my 2 kids with me. And last year my little son was a little bit afraid because he knew only things from the newspapers or from the television about the situation in the Ukraine. But in this year he said you can stay maybe 1 or 2 days longer, because he met Bogdan and his wife, and said, okay, now I know some people you will meet in Kopичинці, and I'm not so afraid about it. And he said, when you are not here, when you are in Kopичinці, we will go out for dinner every day, and you have to pay for it because mom said it. So he was very happy that I'm not at home. But I think they will be happy when I'm home, and I sent them some pictures from all the programs we made, and it's fine for them.
You came here for the Easter celebration. Your Easter was last week, and now we have the Ukrainian Easter. Is it any different?
I think it's very different because our Eastern holidays are not so traditional like your Eastern celebrations. And we have a big Eastern fire in every village, and we go to church, but that's it. It's not so traditional like here.
And food, in terms of food, is it different here?
We have a lot of chocolate and cake too, and this Eastern cake. And we have some cooked eggs too. And we eat a lot of fish. I don't know why, but there's a lot of fish and sometimes lamb.
Okay. And here you tasted some of our local cuisine and experienced, just in general, your perception of Ukraine before you traveled here. Did it change? Is Ukraine different from what you heard of 2 years ago, let's say, to what you can see now in Kopичinці and around?
No, I have not the feeling that I'm in a different culture or so far away from home. It's like a part of Europe, and maybe it's a little bit different. The houses looks a little bit different, and the language is different. But I think the people thinking about how the people think and how the people react of special situation is the same, and it's because it's, as I said, it's like coming home to good friends. It's very that we have the feeling that we are welcomed, and we have a partnership in Czech Republic. It's like the same feelings here, and it's not very different for me.
Why do you think Europe should support Ukraine in this moment?
I think it's important to stay together. I said it. I have the feeling that Ukraine has to be a part of the European Union, and in this role, we have to stay together to show Russia that Ukraine is part of us, and they have to stop the war. And we are just a small community in Germany, and we can make some small things to help the people and to show them European Union is waiting for you. And we hope that the war will end early, very fast, and that you have a chance to live like the way you want to live and not in the situation of war. And so we want to help you in this situation. And our small community can maybe not so much, but I think it's a small step.
Thank you so much for being here. Being here is also a statement. Thank you so much for what you do for your community and for this partnership as well. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.